Hi, welcome to Elaine Enlightening's video blog number 51. Today we're going to talk about fear of seeing the truth. So today's lesson is number 40 in A Course in Miracles, and this lesson is I am blessed as a son of God. So after talking about guilt being hell yesterday, today we're going to the place where everything can be healed if we are able to tune into that part of ourselves that already knows that we are blessed as a son of God. And this is our truth. This is our true state. The only reason that we struggle with it is because we've bought into a lot of limitations. So something that happened yesterday, I noticed during the video when I viewed yesterday's video blog after I created it, that I did a lot of blinking. And long, heavy blinks as well. Now, I do have this set up with a light pointing down over the computer so that it's on my face. And that way, I have fairly good lighting here. Not the best as out in my studio, but nonetheless, the light is kind of creating a little bit of glare for my eyes. And I feel like I'm blinking a lot again, but I'm talking about it. So what you focus on expands, and that's the point here as well. Anyway, when I watched the video, my ego was like, well, that's just because of the light and the new situation for me to sit in front of the computer and do this video blog. And I was like, that's probably true. And yet, it's not true, because this is what it's all about. It's about understanding our truth. So today's lesson, I am blessed as a son of God, means that I have no limitations. Nothing can stand in the way of me seeing my truth. And so I tuned into what it was that I felt was going on in that video. And right away I knew that my eyes were especially tired yesterday. I was born with crossed eyes and eventually developed a lazy eye. And so my eyes did straighten out for a while, but I was born with the crossed eyes. And I also had glasses at the age of 2, so my grandmother tells me. We were living with my grandmother at the time, and she said I hid them everywhere. So as when I got to the point in my life where I wanted to look at the symbolism in the things that go on in this world from our perception, I looked in Louise Hay's book, and she says that poor eyesight as a child is a sign that there's something in their lives that they do not want to see. And so I did quite a bit of tapping over the past year with my training in HBR, Holistic Belief Reprogramming, with my mentor Erica Awakening. You can, she's at tapsmarter.com. And during that year, I did a lot of tapping on different memories from childhood that I might have come up as being fearful of. And yet there really hasn't been anything that I could remember that was horrifying that I didn't want to see. And so whenever we tap, we always tap on the specific memories to help clear them. Well, there was this beautiful experience I had in Bali I want to share with you that brings this whole thing full circle, which is why I gave the background about the eyes. And when I tuned into that video yesterday, it reminded me of this experience, so I wanted to share it with you. We went to Tirta, Impul, which is one of the most important temples in Bali. It's known to be the most spiritual and holy temple as a result of it having these holy springs. And the opportunity to go there was given to us when I was a part of the Eat, Pray, Love group tour, and with Spirit Quest tours. And so as we went there, we were prepared as to what it was like. We were always instructed how to dress and what to expect. And because there was these spouts that we could put our heads under, we could allow ourselves to release and become cleansed there. And we were also doing it with the Balinese people and other tourists, and it was a great experience. Well, one of the first things that they said was, we'd have to leave our glasses behind in order to do that. Well, that's obvious. And I tuned into how that felt, and I immediately noticed that I felt irritable about it. And it didn't make any rational sense because it was, I mean, I could figure out that I couldn't wear my glasses in the water. So I just tuned into this fear that was coming up, and the tears started flowing. And then I remembered that this idea that there was something from my past that I didn't want to see. And all of that is masking the truth that we don't want to see, the truth about ourselves, which is that I am a blessed son of God. Okay, I am blessed as a son of God. So nothing can hurt me. And so anyway, yet the ego says that there's something bad out there that I've got to protect myself from. And all sickness, all disease, all issues are some, there's some defense that we have against the truth. And the fact that I was born cross-eyed may seem like, well, I have no control over that. And yet I've come to realize it's something I brought into this life from a past life, some kind of karma. So I've tapped on that as well, and I've had some intuitions about that. But getting into these waters helped me realize I still had something to clear. And I was grateful for the opportunity to do that. But I just tuned into the fear as I went through this experience. I had an affirmation that I'd already had come to my mind that I wanted to say as I got in the holy waters in each spout. And the tears flowed and the sadness was there, and I noticed the fear. I noticed the irritation and anger. And at one point during that experience, that totally shifted, and the tears turned nothing but sheer joy. It was like bliss. And I can feel it right now as I talk about it. It was very, very wonderful. And so I know something changed for me at that point, pretty big. Now I'm still wearing my glasses, so I still have things to tap on and clear. And I went and had my eyes checked recently, and my eyes hadn't changed at all over the past year. And he seemed actually pretty surprised about it. And so over the year that I learned HBR and learned how to do EFT tapping, and I didn't lose any of my eyesight, which was wonderful. So now it's just a matter of me moving through this process and not being afraid to have people know about my eyes, have people know about my fears of my past. It's not that anybody in my family did something so horrible, as it is that I had this perception that I brought from a past life. And I will continue tapping on that. In fact, today I'll be making a video in my parent forgiveness product where I will address this fear of seeing the truth, because that's all it is. And anybody doing the video with me can tune into anything in their life that comes up as they tap with me, relationship to my eyes, where it could be related to something else with someone in their past. But we all have a universal need to see the truth about ourselves. And once we recognize our truth about ourselves, we won't be afraid to see the truth in our brothers, and that each one of us have been created as blessed sons of God. We're not different. But the fact that I believe that I have poor eyesight and someone else next to me doesn't is a way to stay special and different. Even having a lazy eye, it may seem like it irritates me that I don't want people to see it, especially when I get tired. And yet, the truth is, it's a way, again, to block the truth. It's a way to feel special and different from everyone else. And that's just a form of separation, and none of that is what we want. We don't want to buy into that. That isn't our true reality, which with God which is oneness. So I'm grateful for this experience in Bali. It was very life-changing, and I had a gentleman on the trip tell me that he saw a change in the way I was able to focus and communicate with my eyes after that experience that we had together. And so anyway, I am very grateful for the opportunity to share this today, and thank you for being here. Elaine Enlightening at taplightunlimited.com. Bye-bye.